I would like to welcome everyone to the session of IIC, that is Institution Innovation Council, which is the Ministry of Education initiative. Let's start for a prayer, which will be the session will be continued with a prayer.
I would like everyone to please stand for the prayer. Dear God, you know our needs, you know our desires. I pray that you would guide us as we begin this seminar. May we focus first on your will for my life.
Guys, today's resource person, C.H.Padmaja, M.Com, MBA, MPhil, PhD, Assistant Professor at St.Joseph Degree and PG College, having 22 years of teaching experience in the areas of accounting, finance and management. Published various articles in Scopus and UGC Carelist journals, participated and presented papers in various national and international conferences, and a mentor and motivating speaker. I would like to call the resource person on the dais. So today's session is all about angel investment and VC funding.
Good morning, dear students.
Good morning.
We will be traveling, this 1 hour of the session, we will be traveling into the role of an entrepreneur. So, ready in this travel, guys? Angel investment or also the venture capital investment. Maybe you all might be knowing about these things. I'm trying to present it in a proper manner. That's it. Okay? So, we will just go into what exactly is meant by a business plan. Guys, I'm telling you, business plan is something, which will be the first step for an innovator who is having a new idea. Okay? What is he going to do? He want to convert this idea, he want to commercialize this idea, then he is the one who will go with a business plan or a business model. What things he need to look upon? I think you all might be knowing about it in a business plan. What are the things that are to be there? Tell me. Idea, excellent. That is the idea which is innovative or creative in its nature. Good. Capital, right? It's the finance that which is needed. Then resources. Then marketing, how is he going with marketing of his product? Good. What else? Theme. Okay, it's about the product is related to what? Good. Vision. Excellent. What else? So you have covered almost all the leads in this particular branch. Now moving on with, once the business plan is ready, just step by step, we have to look to each of these things carefully. Now, I am not going to deal with all those leaves that are there in the branch. We are only focused upon the finance part. After all, you all know that finance is the lifeblood of any organization. That is the must. Without that, can we proceed? We can't. Isn't it? That is what is needed today. Now, when we look into what finance is, it's the money, how much you are going to invest, in what way you are going to invest. Okay? So, and the finance is the basic foundation for running any business. We all know that is a difficult part. Isn't it? I have so many ideas in my mind. But isn't that I can just go ahead and start a business? In that case, what will happen? Will it be there over a period of years? It will not be there, isn't it? So if you want to run the business, finance is must. Along with finance, proper management of these funds is also must. Okay? So here if you say, we need finance, what for? For successful operation of the business. And moving on with most of these startups, what we find in India, if we look into, more than 90% of the startups failed in their initial stages. They have very good ideas, if I look to my cell phone, I get 100 messages from some bank or the other. Okay, who are ready to fund us, who are ready to give loans to us. Even then we find the startups are not successful. What is the reason? What is the reason?
No proper planning.
Improper planning, or there is no technical awareness, or the funds that which are given by these organizations, they are not able to utilize properly. That could be the reason. Okay, moving on with, let us look into this main function, like how is that we can raise the finance. You know, these are different platforms through which we can raise the funds. You all know about this crowdfunding? What is it? What is this crowdfunding, guys? What is crowdfunding? Yeah, one thing you all know that it's through social media. Any example you can say for this? Fundraisers. Very good. Any other example you can say? Okay, so that is one way of raising the funds. And the next one what we have is today's topic, it's about the angel investors. Moving on with is the venture capitalists, and the other two are very well known to you. They are the business plans wherein loans, you know, where we get through banks and other big organizations which are ready to fund us. The other one is the startup incubators. You know, this is the one what we have established recently in our college. Ours is, you know, the techno incubator. Okay, TSJC, which stands for the techno startup. You know, in St.Joseph College, it's an incubator with the help of which you can raise the funds. Provided if you are an innovator, you want to convert this in commercially, and if you want to become an entrepreneur. Okay, what is it? You can get funds even from our incubation center, right? Now let me just look into what is this crowdfunding. Okay, what prospects are there if I can raise the funds, you know, with this particular platform. Now when you look into crowdfunding, here you can see that, okay, where the project can be financed, right, with the help of raising money from large group of people. Why? Because you are raising money through internet. Internet or social media is the source from which we can raise the funds. Okay, so raising the funds with the help of internet is what is crowdfunding. Now it's good. You will get lot of publicity, right? But there is a danger. What's this danger with regards to this crowdfunding? The danger is your idea before you start implementing it, it might be copied elsewhere by some other person. Okay, yeah, you have thought of some good app, okay, some application. You want to convert that into business, okay. But even before you start that business, since you need to raise the finance, you explain your idea through social media. So, you know, a larger group is able to know about your idea. Some might grab your opportunity and they can go ahead. Then what will happen? Yours will become a popular. Okay? So that's the main danger what we find when we are talking about crowdfunding. Looking at, there are several crowdfunding platforms here what we find in India. Okay? But they are ready to provide you funds provided yours is already the business that which is existing. Okay? And wherein they are ready to contribute if you are able to reach your 100% target. And moving on with, it may lead to conflicts with regards to the intellectual properties. You know, it can be with regards to patent or whatever it is when we are talking about, you know, the manufacturing innovativeness with regards to the public platform. Once it is disclosed, you know, there is a threat from the outsiders who may copy your product and try to produce even before you. So that's the problem what we find. And the other thing is, you know, which were able to raise their funds through crowdfunding. Okay, moving on with the other one. The other source, the second source is all about angel investors. Two names are there, angel. The person who is ready to give you funds. He becomes an angel to you. Why? Because he is the one who is creating, motivating you to do the business. Isn't it? Let me just go with a simple example, guys. Your grandfather is there. What you will do if you have an idea with you? If your grandfather is a landlord, what you will do? You will first ask him. Your grandfather will become an angel investor to you. Isn't it? What he will say? Yeah. The excess funds that which are available with me, I am ready to provide to you, provided you are serious about doing business. Isn't it? He will put his own clauses. He will put his own demands before you. Isn't it? So, what you find is, in an angel investment, it can be your own people, your own relatives, your own friends, okay, who are ready to provide funds to you. You call them as angel investors. Okay? So here, most angel investors, they have excess funds available with them. Only then they can contribute to you. Okay? And in return, what is their expectation? What is their expectation? Your grandfather will tell you, hey man, this year I am giving you this much of money. Within next 2 years, I want you to show me the returns. I want you to give me the inflows of cash. Isn't it? So you promise or you create a confidence in him, then only he will be ready to provide you the funds. Isn't it? So that's something with regards to the angel investors. So here, what is needed? If I need to get the angel investors attracted towards my project or my idea, what is that I am supposed to do? Yeah, before I talk about it, I think most of you have heard about Shark Tank. Yes, Sony TV. We have seen this series of programs conducted wherein many people like you, young buddies, with good ideas. Some are there who have already started their business. Some are there who have just presented their idea. And who are the judges? Can I get one or two names? You know who they are? They are the angel investors. What the people are doing? Whosoever is having an idea, what is that they are doing, guys? A 5-minute talk. What they are doing? They are explaining their idea or their business with a 5-minute talk where they are able to show the product if it is already manufactured. If not, a prototype of the product. Isn't it? And few have already started their business. Now, this is what is called as pitching. Okay, you are supposed to pitch your idea. I know many competitions are also conducted here in our college. Also, we conducted based on which one of our own student, Yukta is here. She is not there probably. Okay, she was able to get an opportunity, out of most of the engineering colleges who are present, she was able to pitch her idea very well. We have selected here and we have sent, and there also she got selected, but she has to attend the finals. Okay, so idea pitching makes a very important role, if at all, if you are supposed to go with angel investment. Just like when they look at your face and ready to give the funds to you, no, you have to pitch your product properly. Now, what is this pitching all the time I'm talking about? Go to the next slide. What is this pitching? It's a document. Say, I want to explain about my business. Okay, to a person who is somewhere at Bombay. Then what is that I do? I mail him the document. So, an idea pitching or the business pitch, it can be in the form of a document. If they are present here, like Shark Tank, what is that you have seen? You have physically shown the product to them, or it can be by way of presentation, okay, which is going to help the investors to have an overview. What is this relating to about your startup, right? that means in the first slide you will say what you are, okay, and whereupon you have why use that you are here, and along with that you will be talking about what is your product all about. Okay, so in simple it should be short and sweet. Okay, it should not be too very lengthy so that people get bored, they are not ready to listen to you. Then there is a point of getting funds from them. So we have to have a PPT or a presentation which is more visual in its nature, which gives a clear-cut idea with regards to the product. Now what things I have to include in this? If we look here, go with the next one. You have to talk about the first part of it. You will be talking about your team. Team, how many should be there in your team? You know, when I am talking about idea generation, I may have the idea, but what is that? Some supporters might be there for my idea. So a team should be of 1 or 2 to the extent of 3, but not more than that. Okay, a team member should be of 3 or below, but not more than that. Who are they? They will become the co-founders tomorrow. Okay, what are their educational qualifications? Let me tell you guys, today this is what is the leading topic everywhere, startups. How you are able to see earlier, if I need to buy something, I need to definitely take pain to go to the shop and buy. But today, is it so? Just on a click you are able to get the project. That too Flipkart, what is it? The other one Amazon. But today, still do you find these two are only the e-commerce platforms? What else are there? Can I get few more new names? Myntra, right? Nykaa, right? Meesho, right? If we talk about Zomato, what other food apps are there, guys? Swiggy is there. Then Uber Eats, right? How is that we are able to see so many people coming up as a startup? How Meesho was successful? How Ola is successful? I'm telling you guys, earlier if we look into, it was the online platform what we had is only as a marriage bureau center, Shadi.com. That was the first app you can find, which created an online platform where the required people, they enroll and shadis are done. But today, that is not the only one. We find so many, everywhere, for everything there is an app. Google Maps is there. If I need to come from 4th floor to, first floor to attend this seminar, somebody posted me the route map. I really wonder how the people are getting connected with all these social media platforms. Okay, so let us look into what is there that information we have to provide. It's about the team. Okay, as I told, who are those co-founders? What are their educational qualifications? You have to explain the uniqueness. IITs today, if you see, nobody is going for a job. They are not the job seekers. They are job givers. It's because the uniqueness that they have. Students like you, they are trained in such a way by some such activities and seminars where they are educated that this is what you can do at this age. That awareness is not there in many of the students. We can find half of the crowd is here. Maybe you are enlightened today. But there are still many who don't know that they have to think in these grounds. But in IITs, IIMs, what do you find? They are tuned in such a way that they have to be a job giver, but not a job seeker. Okay? One is the team. We have to talk about our team. Next, moving on with, be attentive. Look the next one. We have to talk about the statement of problem. Problem is not the problem of the entrepreneur. He has to talk about the problem, what he is going to solve with his product. Okay? So, maybe you talk about Flipkart, you may go with the problem stating that many people are not, able to go to the shop to buy their desired product, or maybe they are not able to compare the products, and that's how our going to help the customers in identifying and buying the product with the discounted price. That's how it has come into picture. Okay, so like that you have to give the statement of your problem. Okay, problem will from the customer's point of view. You have to say from the customer's point of view. Then the next one, it talks about how are you going to provide a solution to this problem. Right? It talks about what your startup does. What is it going to do in order to, provide a solution to a given problem. It talks about, this is explained maybe with the help of the product if it is already manufactured, or you give a simple video on this. Are you seeing in the Shark Tank? This is what is done, isn't it? You have seen now how they are able to give their presentations. With the help of a demo it can be, or with the help of a prototype product that they are presenting and showing, which may be brought into functional later with the help of the angel investors. Okay, so that's how you are going to talk about the solution, and then you are going to talk about the product. When we say about the product, you need to explain about your product with the help of a small video or a demo, or maybe with a presentation, or maybe with a prototype product. Okay, and along with that, you have to talk about its value proposition and also its impact on the society. See, I came up with an app. Now, we should not give any opportunity to the investors to ask questions. What you have to say, this product is useful to maybe 80% of the people in the society, in the community. That is about the value. Value proposition, it says about what is its cost. You have to mention everything. What is your plan? How are you going to manufacture it? Okay? And what would be the impact on the society? All these things, in one simple slide you should be able to explain. And moving on with what market opportunities are there. When we talk about market opportunities, you need to know about TAM and SAM. What is this TAM? It talks about total addressable market. I said in India, 80% of the people can use my app. But right now, my focus is not on the whole, conquering the whole market. I am not talking about the whole 80%. I am referring only to Telangana. That becomes the SAM. That is serviceable, addressable market. Okay? So my target customers, whom am I targeting to? So, say for example, this app that which I have, I am planning to produce is helpful for whom? Maybe for the school children, in order to carry the bags. I am going with some app for that. Probably, then I am referring to the school students of Telangana. That becomes the targeted group. Okay? So this is how we have to segregate. We have to explain to whom exactly are you going to sell your product. Okay? Moving on with, you have to say about the marketing strategy. What is this marketing strategy? Here, how am I going to sell my product? What are the distribution channels? So initially in my first slide I told you 90% of the startups have failed. You said it's because of finance. You said it is because of planning, lack of planning, right? So the lack of planning lies at this particular point of time where they are unable to talk about the budget with regards to the sales. Channels of distribution play a major role, guys. If we don't know how much are we going to spend in this particular, the marketing part, you are going to lose. You are a failure. You have to shut your startup. Rather than talking about its innovation, they have to close by using all the funds. So this marketing strategy plays a very, very important role. Moving on with keeping all these 5 points into account, we frame a business model. Okay? So business model should be clearly mentioned, everything with regards to how are we going to make money. Okay? How much are the funds are required for, satisfying the targeted group as per your presentation, that has to be mentioned. And then the investors might be ready, they may come forward to go ahead with providing you the investment, required investment. And after that, once we take the money, what is the next step? We need to give feedback to them. This feedback is nothing but the customer validation, what I am talking about. Okay? Are the customers satisfied with your product? Are you able to provide them the right product at the right time at reasonable price? Okay? This validation is must. If you are not talking about it or focusing about it, investors may withdraw their amount. So that's another drawback what we find. Okay? So this is must. So these are the few steps, when we are supposed to get the angel investment. These are the few things that are to be taken into account. Okay, idea pitching is this. Guys, remember, next time if you are attending any competition on product presentation or pitching of any particular product, have these things in your presentation, then definitely you are going to grab the prize. Right? And I don't say just grabbing the prize is my intention. I need you all to get even the angel investment. Now directly we will move on to the angel investment. Okay? Yeah, just this is the last point where financials, it is all about the financial requirements, where you will say about the break even. What is break even, guys? What is break even? Yeah, can I get some answer? What is break even? No? Loss, no profit zone, isn't it? The expenses, the costs that are incurred are matching with the return that we have. We are not having any excess profits. In that case, it's break even. So when are my cash flows going to start? Is it the day one your angel investor has given you some money? Is it that on the day itself you are going to get the amount? No. So from when onwards am I going to get the return? So that is what is all about the financials. Moving on with what exactly is the angel investment. So you can say he is an individual, accredited individual. Okay, accredited in the sense by some organization, he is a reputed, investor. Just like that, if you say my uncle has contributed money, that may not create much impact. Why is that they have conducted this reality show, guys? Why is that they have conducted this reality show of Shark Tank? If you take the name that so and so, one person is ready to give you the backup. He is going to act as a mentor to you. Okay? What is happening? The next day I could see the demand for the product has gone up. The price has gone up. This happened. This happened with this reality show. The person who was showing his product as the t-shirts. Okay? He was able to give a very good pitch, and Anupam sir was ready to be the angel investor. The next day in Instagram I could see the prices of all the t-shirts in that particular website have gone up. And the demand, the sales were also more. So that's what it is. That plays a major role. Take the name of the angel investor. That is automatically going to create a lot of demand for the project. Okay? So moving on with what is the process? How it works out. Go to the next slide. This is what is the angel investors process. What is that they do? First you come up with an idea with the help of an idea pitching. You will show it or present it before an angel investor. So that is termed to be the startup. Okay? What he will do? He will see what is the money requirement for it. Is it 100%? Is it 80%? How much did he contribute? What are the funds invested by him? What is he expecting from the angel investors? Okay? That is seeking capital. Moving on with the angel investors. Who are they? They are the individuals. I told you they are accredited individuals. It can be your relatives, friends, or it can be the well-known angel investors. Okay? They can be the venture capitalists and even banks into that matter. Okay? But venture capitalists and banks, when we refer, they come into the other sources of finance. Okay? So from there, what is it? They will look into your product, diligence due, performance due diligence is nothing but wherein they will look into your product, your performance, able to foresee the prospects for your project, what is that they do? They agree to invest. Okay? Moving on with how do they invest? I'm telling you guys, it is not just a matter of funds. Okay? Along with the funds, the financial funds that which are provided, they are ready to contribute to you by way of advisor. Okay? Mentor. How? They are going to help you out. What should be your marketing strategy? They are going to tell you, they will have their own network. So they are going to help you out with all that network. And they will see that all your problems are resolved and you will become a successful startup. So this is what is the process what we find when we are talking about angel investor process. Okay? Now, here if you see these are the roles. If you look to the roles of an angel investor, I told you he is not just a financier who is just providing you the funds. Anyway, that is one way, that is one of the role played out. Then you can find mentor as well as an advisor. Then he is a networker, okay, who is going to help you up, open the doors in order to remove all your problems. He will help you out with all the strategy or strategical introduction. Apart from it, he can be a recruiter. He can even go with the marketing channels, help you out with regards to the marketing channels. He can provide you all the technical support that which is needed, and he will be one of the board member if it is needed. Okay, so these are the different roles played by an angel investor. Okay, now we have heard so much about the angel investors. Right, let us move on to the next important source, that is venture capital. There is not much difference what we find between these two sources, guys. When I say an angel investor, it's not a firm. Okay? When we are talking about venture capital, it is a group of people who have formed as a firm, who have formed together, okay, as a firm. What is that this firm will do? Say for example, ABC firm they have formed. All 10 people here, they have paisa. What they are ready? They are ready to contribute. Okay? How? As a firm together. Okay? What they are ready? I start a firm, maybe with 1 or 2 board of directors. They are ready to invest in my firm. Okay? Then what is that I will do? I will search for the innovators. Right? So, as a firm, I am going to contribute capital to them. Then we call it as venture capital. Angel investor is what? An individual, it's not a firm. Now, bank can be a venture capitalist. Okay, bank is what? It's a firm. What is it doing? Taking your money by way of savings. What is it doing? Contributing that to whom? To the required entrepreneurs. Okay, so bank can be an example, or the firms what we can find. Venture capitalists we call them as. These venture capitalists, they provide money. Again, how? If they are happy with your idea pitching, if they are happy with your startup, if they are able to see the prospects. In return, whether it is angel investment or the venture capital investment, what is that they expect in return? What? Higher rate of return. But when we make a comparison, the rate of return expected in case of venture capital is more when compared with angel investment. They try to promote you, though they don't find your idea is good. Okay, we want to encourage you. Okay, with your startup, they will not look much upon the rate of return. But when we are talking about venture capital, unless and until they look to the return, higher rate of return, they are not going to provide capital to you. When we look into the process, here also what is that? The first objective will become fundraising. I have to start a firm. I need investors, individual investors contributing money to me. Then I will look into the various startups that which are there and then start funding those projects. Okay, so here fundraising it will become the first one. With the funds that which are raised, what are we going to do? We are going with the investment. Okay. Okay, by looking at the pitching part. And then incubation. Incubation is what? Again, this firm will become a legal advisor. As you have seen how the angel investor has taken different roles as a mentor, advisor, providing you the marketing strategy and all that, networking. Here also, these firms will become the incubators, who will provide all those necessary roles, and thereupon they will look into what capital gains have realized, and thereupon that will be distributed with the promised share between the entrepreneur as well as the firm. Okay, they will go with the distribution part of it. So that is what is the venture capital process. If you look to the roles are almost similar. There it is done by an individual, and here we find it is done by the firm. So as what? Providing finance, they go with purchase of equities. Isn't it? This is what you have seen even in angel investors. What is your net worth, he will ask. Then immediately he will say for 10%, I am ready to take. What does it mean? It means that he is ready to take the equity. He is contributing capital, and in return what he is expecting is some 10%, 20% equity based on the valuation. Okay? He will even assist in the development of new products. And what will happen? Yeah, now say I have gone for venture capital. Okay? Then I got the required funds. I am getting all the help from the venture capitalist. I am doing my business successfully. Will they be there with me all the time? Then is it of any use to me? No more a startup now. In the beginning I need all their help. But over a period of time, is that needed? May not be. Isn't it? So what is that I do? They will withdraw. They will withdraw from this business. How? Why? Go to the next. Yeah, these are the benefits. Go to the next slide. Yeah, this is what is their exit plan. What is this? This new startup will be converted into an IPO, or it can be acquisition by another company. Okay? Or they go with repurchase of venture capitalist share. How these venture capitalists will withdraw? They will withdraw in this way. This is what is the exit strategy in case of the venture capital. Okay, advantages, I need not say much. Almost all the advantages you do find here and there. Okay, they look similar. What is needed is the capital needed. Angel investment is one which is the best. Or if you are looking for a bigger deal, then going for venture capital is best. Yeah, whom you find here? Anupam Mittal. I've just gone into a few glimpses to tell you how the angel investors, and their name, their reputation is going to add to the startups. Let me go with few examples, guys. There is pepperfry.com. You all know about this? Pepperfry.com. Yes? Can you say something about it? Yes. To my surprise, we were thinking all these days that maybe small products we will get, but Pepperfry is a manufacturing, furniture-based e-marketing, e-commerce or e-marketing or whatever you say it, e-market, furniture e-market it deals with. How is it able to raise its funds? How it became so popular? All of a sudden you could find Pepperfry to be popular. Earlier, we didn't know Nampally was the only place where people used to go and buy for furniture. Now, all of a sudden, home center, all those things are anywhere there, but apart from it, sitting at home, I'm able to get my sofa. How it was possible? Because of, the emergence of such startup guys. How they were able to raise the funds. Let me tell you, they were able to get almost, through venture capital funding, $100 million. They were able to raise $100 million and they are successful today. So that is through venture capital funding they were able to raise. Okay? Let me tell, along with it you can even find Ola, right? Then Myntra, we find Flipkart, Bookmyshow. Bookmyshow was again a very old app, which is a startup with venture capital funding only. Okay, and definitely it is successful. Sit at home, book your show, you are happy on time, you did not wait there in queues. That's how any event angel investor. Okay, he is the MD. Okay, he even you can take his name even with the venture capitalist. Okay, why? Because he is the MD of Sequential Capital. Okay, which is providing venture capital requirements to various startups. Okay, so when we look to the list, we have Rohit Bansal, who is the founder of Snapdeal. One last example I would like to go with, guys. How many of you have heard about An Academy? Each one of you know about An Academy? Very good. What is it? Can you just tell me? Online platform for what? Did we ever expect that there will be an app like that where you can sit at home and learn? We call it as, in the educational industry, it created a revolution. We all know about, YouTube channels and other things. But this app is going to help you out with so many things. You know how it is able to raise the funds? Through venture capital. Let me tell you guys, it is able to raise funds, to the extent of 3,500 million. When we talk about rupees, it is 3,500 crores of rupees. If I need to say about the dollars, it is almost up to something 400, 450 million dollars. Okay, so this is what is the statistics what we find in case of An Academy. Let me tell you guys, funds are available. If you have an idea, it's easy that you have to pitch it properly at right time to the right people. You will get the funds, take their help, and get the mentorship and go ahead with it. I will proudly tell you that our ma'am, Anantalakshmi ma'am, who is here with us, is able to create an incubator center to our college people. With the help of which even we have the network system, with the help of which we can raise the funds. This is another example, Kallari Capital, wherein it is able to provide the funds, guys. Okay, I'll just wind up as we are falling short of time. So, any doubts regarding, wait, guys. Wait, I'm going to share the link with you. You have to go with the link, fill up the online link feedback form, okay, and then you will be asked to leave. Did you all sign? Yes. Okay. Is that the last one? Yeah, my last question was, are you having an idea with you? Do you have an idea? At least one or two in this session. Yes? You want to be an entrepreneur? Yes? Yeah, I feel that at least one or two, if you are coming up with any app similar to what we have seen from which were being created by the successful people, probably my session today is definitely a successful one. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to say before you about angel investment and the venture capital investment.
No, they are taking help of all like youth. Your ideas they will pick up, they will hire you. They will give lakhs, crores of rupees by giving your idea. Or patenting right, forever you can sit at home arams and you will get income. A good patenting if you invented, you will get income throughout 20 years. 20 years patent is valid. That's why student, because of that awareness only we are struggling so that you will have a bright future. Instead of you work somebody else, you are all talented. So you provide job opportunities to others or start your own entrepreneurship. Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you, coordinators. Really, they are doing very well and keep it up. And we have the upcoming events. Please post it. Incubation center events, festivation. We have exhibition of your talents. All intercollegiate expo will be their exhibition. All of you please keep on touch with the coordinators so that you come to know the upcoming events. Yes.
Time is time for vote of thanks. The warm good afternoon to our honorable guest, Mrs. A. Dr. A. P. P. to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this seminar happen. I, Mohsin Khan, the Vice President of IIC, on behalf of St.Joseph Degree and PG College and the fraternity of the institution, would like to extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making today's event a resounding success. With the blessings and grace, we are able to make this event what it was. On behalf of my college, I extend a heart vote of thanks to our chief guest, chief guest and resource person, who spared time for his busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today we had an opportunity to hear our ideas, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and have shown us a new path. A special mention to our respected principal, Mr. Sundar Reddy, sir, for being the stimulated us to do our best and standing as pillar of strength with the